Peace and praise the sun. Gratitude is at the center of attention today. Gratitude is on my mind lately after watching this podcast recently where I guess they're DMT researchers, or they do something with DMT, and one of them was talking about how he'd been to that place where you are, I guess, connected with the oneness, the all that is, the state of being that encapsulates everything, meaning that there is no more separation, there is no duality, there is no me versus that other thing over there. It's just oneness. Everything is one. And he said in this state, it was just loneliness. And it's crazy because I've already made a video about this in the past when Tim, Tattoo Advisor, talked about how there is a aspect of the grays, a timeline of the grays that experienced level 7 reality. And in that reality, it was just the same thing. It was just oneness. And in that oneness, it became apathetic. It became lonely. And now I'm hearing this again, and I'm wondering, wow, that state of being, that transcendent state of being that most of the people in the spiritual community, that enlightenment, which remains the ideal state of being, that focal point, that allure, that attraction, that thing that is pulling people towards that concept, is actually seemingly very lonely. And you would think, well, you exist in a state where there is no more illusions. There's no more illusions to reality. There's no more, separation. And in that comes the ultimate gnosis of yourself, of reality, of all things. You become, I said, essentially the God of all things. So everything is within your creation, and yet something about that divine experience is lacking. And it's honestly quite humorous how in spirituality we kind of glorify that ideal state of being, as beautiful as all things may be. The reoccurring theme here seems to be that there is something in that state that is lacking, that is sad, that is lonely. And it's just, if anything, makes me grateful for being able to experience what we experience in our compartmentalized reality that we're co-creating with everyone, right? I mean, let's say you do reach the pinnacle of all that is, all that awareness, you're aware of all, you reach that oneness, right? It does objectively and logically does seem to be a state of being where you are like technically alone, right? Like you are all that is. So technically it is only just you. And I just try sometimes to express love and gratitude, because if that is like the ideal transcended state, right? And I'm not saying that is, because there's there's a lot of different levels to spirituality. There's different levels, dimensions, and all this other stuff, right? Fair enough. But if there is an aspect of you that exists in that state of being, that all that is, ultimate awareness, pinnacle of consciousness, and it's sad, then perhaps expressing gratitude not only for the things in your life, but for it, sending love to it, sending appreciation and joy and nurturing it with love can be helpful, because it is you, right? It is an aspect of you that is experiencing this perpetual loneliness. So why not just give it love, right? Like, why not connect with that aspect of self and say, I love you, I appreciate you, and you're all right. And even if you cannot cognitively see that in front of you, the effects and ripples of sending that love to this divine aspect of self, this beautiful aspect of self that you're radiating outwardly, right? Maybe you can't feel that immediately coming back to you, but maybe it's okay. Maybe that's not the point. Maybe the point is to be in appreciation of an aspect of self that could be experiencing something quite perpetually sad. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like that, because as you in your reality experience the things that you experience, that is also valid. That's also a beautiful thing. So it's ultimately still coming down to your perspective, and all that is can have a ultimate perspective that is truthful, lonely, but it is still one perspective. And the other perspective is that all that is beautiful. It's unlimited in its ability to express itself in the various ways and facets that it chooses to take form. The desk, the trees, grass, water, air, human beings, animals. It's unlimited. It can be anything. It is everything. So how is that not beautiful? It exists in multiple dimensions and densities and angles and forms and geometric shapes and patterns and colors and sounds. Yes, at the highest level, it may be a unified field of consciousness that is perpetually existing in this outer space, out of time state of being everything. But it's absolutely wondrous to ponder how this one thing could be an unlimited amount of things. That's poetry. That is poetry. That is lush poetry in front of you. This one thing is also everything and anything, everywhere, all at once. Good movie, by the way. It's a good movie. But I say that to say gratitude is key. And gratitude, it has to come from a place where you are authentic about the way that you're expressing it, right? Because a lot of times we do things for a means to an end. I want to do this thing because then I will have this objective outcome. A lot of times in the spiritual community is manifestations, right? I want to manifest this car, and maybe it's a need, not a want, because I would say a large majority of people who want to manifest things, it's just not things that you need. It's things that you want. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's okay. But it's different when you need it. When you need that manifestation. When you need that thing. So I say that to say that I wholeheartedly feel and have experienced subjectively that whenever I created the most authentic field of energy around me, being in a state where I'm creating from, I would say, love, just love, and is perhaps, dare I say, unconditional love, because the conditions for me creating that energy is not bound by any specific outcome. I'm just doing it for the love of it. And I usually receive the best outcomes from that state of being, that creating field, that place where I'm just doing it because I want to. I think that component is severely missing when you're trying to manifest things, when you're trying to experience gratitude, when you're trying to exist in this state that is a high vibratory field, a high vibratory state of consciousness. You have to experience gratitude from the heart, not the mind. And that's a little difficult for people because a lot of times in the mind, in the subconscious mind, there is this sense of lack, this sense of I need to be completed by this idea, this thing that I'm searching for, whether it's a partner or money or job, anything. There is this incompleteness that's always radiating a field of energy that can be less than desirable when you're trying to create things. And if you're just simply trying to create a sense of gratitude within you, that little aspect of self has such a tremendous outcome in your ability to attract things, to align with things, to bring things to you, or for you to bring yourself to things, since those are equal opposite forces. But allowing yourself to feel gratitude before you think gratitude, I believe, is the essence of what you're missing. And now I'm entering a flow state and I'm getting wheeze. And this is what I'm talking about. When you start allowing yourself to experience reality from the most authentic place within inside of you, your mind stops trying to control the experience, right? It stops trying to analyze every angle and control it. No, you surrender to the experience. Open your heart, open the gates of life, let the energy flow through you, let the authenticity flow through you, let the objectivity relax, and create from that heart-centered place where all things are possible. The field. That's where all the magic happens. You want to create from the field, and the field, it's not on that surface level, that monkey chatter, it's not on that level. It's actually deeper. That is honestly the most humorous parts about spirituality in general and manifestation and law of attraction and all these things. Most people are not actually doing it, and you know that they're not, because they are on the surface level of reality. They're not going deeper. The deeper stuff is really difficult. It's really hard, and there's a reason why people shy away from it, because it requires you to do the hard work. And nobody wants to do the hard work. Everyone wants to take the path of perceived least resistance. And on the surface level, that might be a certain path, but on a deeper level, on a level where you're creating from the field, the path of least resistance actually might be even less work, even less energy, even less concentration of analyzation of what this and this in a rigid order. It might be even less of all that and yield a even more powerful outcome. Creating from that field, creating from authenticity, creating from gratitude, creating from appreciation. Yes, see, we know how capitalism has altered our perception of reality to equate equation of money into everything that we do. Yet here's what we offer you: the ability to surrender that idea. It exists within the subconscious mind as a root energy in your garden. Fine, leave it there. However, you do also have the ability to create from a field of gratitude and authenticity, which will also, not excluding money, but also bring that to you. It will bring that to you without you doing this, analyzing, just blah, blah, blah. Creating from the field, creating from the heart, creating from authenticity will bring you the abundance that you need to create your desired outcome in reality. That is the essence of what we're getting at here. Experience gratitude from your heart. Love yourself and your reality and all things that you are experiencing. And there might be times where you're experiencing things that are less desirable, and yet, dare I say, you are still in a better circumstance than the allness that could be potentially experiencing this perpetual loneliness at all times. Whatever you're going through, whatever it is, dare I say, could still be better than that. And with that, I say, give love to yourself, give love to all things around you, give appreciation to all things around you. Oh my God, these words, these human words sometimes. Authentically. We're doing this raw, live, unscripted, flowing from the free flowing energy conscious state. Experience that authentic. Oh my God, I'm doing it again. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. Experience that realness. I'm African, guys, please, I beg. But experience that from the heart, and all of the things that you're trying to experience in a heightened state of reality will be brought to you. You just have to trust. And that's a really hard thing to do, but what are your other options? By all means, tell me. You can worry about it. You could worry about it, or you could just be grateful to even experience whatever it is that you're experiencing, because life is a gift. And some things in life are the reality of it, whether you believe in it or not. We all have our different belief systems on this planet. This I know. But some things are just simply the ultimate truth, whether you believe in them or not. I'm not here to say what is the ultimate truth, because ultimately we will find what the ultimate truth is. It will be undeniable. It will be undeniable, right? Because that's the ultimate truth. There is no subjectivity to it anymore. And I choose to live my life in a way where I feel that I know the ultimate truth for me. And with that ultimate truth, I choose to create myself and my reality in a way that I practice appreciation and gratitude for every moment and everything that I experience from the most deepest place of my heart and my subconscious mind. I consciously bring that forth. It's like a commandment. It's like a spell. You invoke it. And with that, it creates a state of being within inside of me, which levels me out when I'm stressed, levels me out when I'm sad, levels me out when I'm also ecstatic, because I choose not to see depression and sadness as things that are bad, but things that are simply intrinsic to the human condition. Dare I say the life condition, if you want to think about what we've been talking about with all that is experiencing apathy. It could be intrinsic to consciousness itself, right? So I choose not to see those things in a perception where that is happiness and joy and love and charisma are only good things, and depression and sadness and sorrow and whatever else, death, is bad things. Life and death, right? They don't have a polarity of positivity and negativity to me. There's just two things of the same one thing on opposite poles that are just a part of life. So being in that state, I suppose, is what keeps me grounded. Anyways, I feel like I've yapped enough. Peace and praise the sun. There are no calls to actions inside of this video. All that there is love. Thank you for spending time with me. You be well. You are loved unconditionally and forever. Praise the sun.